Welcome to Iraqi Dinar Newsline. We are tracking a major and evolving story that is drawing significant global interest. The central headline in this discourse carries truly historic weight. Reports indicate that Iraq's central bank has been officially declared crisis-proof. This proclamation is not being treated as a minor procedural update, but as a watershed moment, effectively signaling the start of a major currency revaluation. This is the development we are following, an event that has been long anticipated by many observers. We will dissect the details of this announcement, investigating the nature of the reports, their interpreted meaning from various analytical viewpoints, and the potential ramifications for Iraq's financial future. This is a subject of profound significance, and our aim is to convey the information as it is currently being debated by experts. The information coming to light suggests this is much more than a standard press release, an unverified rumor, or mere conjecture. On the contrary, it is being portrayed as a foundational, structural shift, turning point capable of altering the entire course of Iraq's economic destiny. For years, discussions about Iraqi economic advancement have been saturated with persistent worries over the country's security, the modernization level of its banking sector, and its overall ability to manage profound economic transformations. The present situation, however, is being read as an indicator that the nation is now formally ready to proceed. This marks a decisive break from the deep-seated skepticism that has perpetually shadowed the country's financial institutions, heralding what numerous analysts view as the start of a new era. For a long time, the global financial community has maintained significant reservations. Persistent inquiries regarding Iraq's stability, the technological advancement of its banking infrastructure, and its preparedness to enact serious reforms have consistently been central to all dialogues. These doubts have frequently served as a major obstacle, hindering the nation's full participation in the world economy. Current reports, however, point to a dramatic transformation in this perception. The emerging narrative is that Iraq has achieved a critical threshold of readiness. This is not being seen as a small adjustment. It is being characterized as the endpoint of intensive work to resolve those enduring concerns, indicating that the national financial framework has at last attained a level of robustness and sophistication that was once believed to be far in the future. Central to this entire narrative is a specific certification that the Central Bank of Iraq has reportedly acquired. This document is being characterized by specialists, especially those versed in the complicated details of international finance, as absolutely transformative. This is the precise event that many commentators have identified as a crucial indicator, a concrete signal that Iraq is prepared to engage assertively on the global financial scene. It is this very certification that is providing the basis for the crisis-proof label. We will examine the specifics of this document, its name, and the reasons it is being accorded such deep importance by close watchers of these events. It is this singular development that is energizing the entire conversation. The certification that Iraq's central bank has recently obtained is reportedly known as the iOS 301 certificate. Based on available intelligence, this document possesses a meaning that goes much deeper than a casual observer might think. It is not being described as a basic administrative checklist or a standard regulatory filing that financial institutions secure routinely. Instead, it is being presented as a powerful testament. It serves as a declaration of the bank's reinforced capacity to endure severe economic disruptions, to steer through financial volatility, and to function without the looming threat of a systemic breakdown. Grasping this distinction is key to comprehending why this news is being regarded as a landmark occurrence by the community monitoring these developments. This iOS 3.001 certificate is being framed as a validation of the bank's fundamental sturdiness. In operational terms, the certificate is said to prove that Iraq's banking system has developed the capability to oversee large-scale financial operations, react competently to abrupt movements of capital, and most importantly, carry out currency reforms without endangering the entire system. For a nation that has experienced generations of unrest, war, and punishing economic sanctions, this degree of accreditation is being called extraordinary. It is a formal verification that the institutions are not merely contemporary, but that they are durable, validated, and satisfy a demanding standard of operational soundness. This represents the essence of the technical case being presented. Analysts with knowledge of the matter are reportedly referring to this as a monster move. This strong language is being employed because the certification is viewed as the endpoint of a long period of technological upgrades, concentrated strategic development, and substantial operational improvements. The central bank has, according to these accounts, now satisfactorily complied with strict global benchmarks. This success is not the outcome of one single action, but of a sustained, multi-pronged campaign to radically reconstruct and fortify Iraq's economic core. The monster move description captures the immense scope of this endeavor and the challenge of its completion, establishing it as a fundamental win for the nation's economic strategists. The phrase crisis-proof is being used with specific intent. It is vital to comprehend the background of that term. For years, detractors and doubters have contended that Iraq's banks were weak, its financial frameworks were technologically obsolete, and that institutional corruption was too pervasive to contemplate any substantial currency reform. Every proposal for structural change was met with intense skepticism because the global community lacked faith in Iraq's systemic capacity to handle the potential economic jolts that such changes could trigger. This profound distrust has been one of the most significant barriers to advancement, generating a perception of high risk that discouraged investment and cooperation. The iOS 301 certificate, as it is being detailed, confronts these perennial worries directly. It is being offered as proof that the Central Bank of Iraq has effectively built strong compliance mechanisms, installed modern technological platforms, and greatly enhanced its internal governance. The outcome, according to this narrative, is a financial system that is now shock-resistant. This is not a marginal gain. It is a basic transition from a condition of perceived vulnerability to one of certified strength. This authentication is what permits the crisis-proof designation to be used, indicating that the bank has methodically and demonstrably rectified the exact flaws that critics have historically cited as reasons to avoid reform. This verified level of preparedness, backed by the certification, reportedly guarantees that the country can now manage an abrupt increase in money supply or other substantial financial stresses that typically come with a currency revaluation. It is a direct communication to the world that Iraq is no longer a higher risk setting for such undertakings. It is now being presented as a stable partner, a country able to stand independently in the intricate arena of international finance. This certification also acts as a crucial instrument for building confidence. It is described as the tool for accessing possibilities and alliances that were formerly obstructed by global uncertainties about Iraq's economic solidity. Belief in a nation's money is absolutely essential for its economic well-being. Without that faith, even the most plentiful natural resources or foreign currency reserves cannot genuinely secure an economy. Iraq, as is widely recognized, has enormous reserves of petroleum, gold, and other precious commodities. Yet historically, a severe deficit of trust in its central bank and financial structures has constrained the value and steadiness of its currency. With the iOS 30001 certification, Iraq has effectively gained a worldwide mark of approval. It indicates to investors, global banks, other nations, that its financial systems are now deemed dependable, credible, and crucially clear. This certification is the verification, according to experts, that currency reform is not just feasible, but that it can be performed securely. It works to disperse the heavy cloud of doubt that has hung over Iraq's economic prospects for so long. It offers the international community a concrete guarantee that the central bank is completely prepared to administer its monetary policy judiciously. This involves safeguarding the interests of both local populations and international partners. This fresh, demonstrable dependability is being positioned as the firm base upon which the upcoming stage of Iraq's economic expansion and national progress will be constructed. The consequences of this certification are also reported to reach further than the technical details of global banking. By exhibiting this degree of financial soundness, Iraq is now situated to repair and strengthen trust within its own population. This internal aspect is considered equally critical as the external one. For years, the Iraqi people have commonly experienced a deficiency of faith in their national currency, a reality that has led to a strong dependence on foreign money such as the US dollar for everyday commerce and savings. This dollarization has been a constant problem for Iraqi leaders, weakening the authority of the dinar,